Okay, we're going to finish this little butterfly. We're going to the next petal, which is up and back down. Get more paint each time you do this. Grab hold. We're going to go out, stand up, and push back down to get a nice thing, a nice looking butterfly like that. Doesn't look like much right now, but it will. Okay, now you're going to switch over to your number 12 brush, and you're going to load that brush with turquoise and white. So I'm jabbing into the white and I'm jabbing into the turquoise. Turquoise and white, number 12. Okay. This is kind of like those little filler flowers we did a while ago. We are going to stand right here in the kind of in the middle of this, where you can see where the white is at the tip of the white. I'm going to lean forward and I'm going to push down pretty hard, and I'm going to pull that in, and I'm going to stand up, stand up, stand up, and tug a nice little point. Okay, going back and pick up more paint. I'm going to do it again right here. Stand up, right there where the middle of the white is, and I'm going to push forward. I'm going to lean hard. When I push hard like that, I get a fat or thicker line, and I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to pull that into the middle. See how pretty those colors are? Pick up more paint. It's important to pick up more paint on each one of these. Or I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to stand here. I'm going to push down really hard. I'm going to stay pushed down, push down. Now start standing, 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 and pull that right into that flower, that butterfly. Oops. Okay, let's get more white. Alright, we're going to do the same thing up here. We're going to stand up, push down, pull that in. Stand up, pull that in. Stand up, and I'm going to pull that in just like that. Okay, and actually I like to think I want to make this one just a little bit bigger. So I'm going to fan that out. You can wiggle it, I'm going to fan that out and stand that up. So that gives us our purple and our white. Okay, now go ahead and rinse that brush out. And you are going to load this brush with just the peridot. That's that bright, bright green. It's a beautiful color. It's actually one of my favorite colors. Sorry about that. For some reason I keep hitting the stand and it keeps falling over today. Not sure why. But sorry you had to take that trip with me. Okay. We're loading the green peridot on our brush. So it's just green. So I'm actually just going to pull it out, turn it over, pull it out, turn it over. Do this 2 or 3 times till I can get some nice green. That step that we just did, and I'm actually going to want this to be, so I'm going to turn my brush and get it loaded this direction. Instead of flat, I load it flat first, and then I'm going to push down in this direction. Okay, we're going to make the head first. Start right there where the head is. Push, stand up. Now if my butterfly was dry, it would work a lot better. Push, stand up, push, stand up. And now I'm not going to push quite so hard as I get down here. There we go. And if it wasn't wet, I'd have a better coverage right there. So push, stand up, push, stand up. And that gives you your center. Okay, and taking your script liner brush next, and you can use that real thin one that you had, or you can use the number 2. I'm going to use the number 2, the 1-stroke liner brush. I'm going to dip it in water, but I'm not going to dry it off this time. I'm just going to hit it there. So it's a wet, and we're going to make some inky water, and I'm going to pull this brush out with that wet inky brush. And as I pull it back and forth, I'm going to kind of spin it, and it keeps a nice little sharp edge on it. You see that? So it's wet. Alright, now this is a trick. You're going to stand up on the chisel edge right where it needs to be. I'm using this little pinky of mine. Make sure you can see this. I'm using this little pinky. I am going to be thinking about what this does, not as opposed to my brush. So I'm going to lay my brush down, I'm going to pull, use my little pinky as my guide, and pull that in. Okay, pick up some more paint, and I'm going to do the other one, using my little pinky as my guide, and I'm pulling that around. Okay, now look, I want to show you something real quick here, is that you can actually do lots with this. If you're holding your little pinky and holding that little finger up, you can actually make all kinds of curls. Tap it to the brush and just think about what your little finger does. Your finger making a curl, then your brush is going to make curls. Okay? So that's how that works. Use your angle, use your brush. Okay, now we're going to rinse this brush out, and you're just going to pick up gold. Gold only, with a grip liner brush. Now it would be best if your butterfly is dry at this point. Okay? So I'm going to pick up some gold. Just gold. I'm not going to pick up water with this one this time. Just the gold brush. We are going to just highlight some of this. I'm just going to go around this part. I'm just going to pull this up and pull that in. Can you see what I'm doing there? Let me see if I can get you a little closer, because this is hard to see. Okay, picking up the gold. I'm just going around here, pulling that in. If it's dry, it'll show up, but I'm leaving those little points on there. Okay, can you see that all right? That's how I'm doing that. Okay, so I'm going to do that to both sides. And then with the gold here, I'm just going around on the sides. Whoop. Okay, just going right here, like that. And I'm going to pull that tail down, like that. Okay, do the same thing with the other side. Gold, 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 and pull that down like that. Okay, one of the things I forgot to tell you is, forgot to show you what to do with the centers. I like to use you can use the end of your paintbrush, you can use a stylus. I'm going to pick up some gold, and I'm putting gold in the center of each one of my flowers. Oh, forgot to show you. Okay, so I'm going to go over here. I'll show you these flowers. Putting gold in. Just randomly pick it up. You can only put 2 or 3 dots. Don't make them all the same. Just add some of those dots in, like that. You want to do all of them. Okay, you're going to dot, 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 dot. So do all of those 5 petal flowers like that. Now, if you want to, when you were using your gold, you can add gold any accent anywhere you want. So like we were doing the butterfly over here, I'm going to still finish putting it only on top, and I'm pulling that down to a point. That just gives it a really classy look.